how's your business perform for the year? What metrics, KPIs, key performance indicators, that's, a bunch of words, but what are the drivers of the business, right? And how are those drivers improving your business, or how are those drivers challenging the business? Very important piece to ask. I think that's the most realistic question. Now, this pertains to everything. This pertains to revenue being generated, profits, expenses, key, right? We want to make sure our expenses don't override our revenues, but we want to ask those questions. Why do we want to ask those questions in particular? We want to make sure that we have the right answers. We have the right support to provide us with the solutions to get us over that hump, right? So that's very, very important to ask at every particular quarter of the year, as well as every month, looking at your reports. But again, this particular time of the year, this will give you the last 3 months to make any adjustments, make any tweaks, I should say, to what needs to happen towards the end of the year, so you can start to realize and plan for 2025, which should already be in place, right? What lessons have you learned? What lessons led you to new information? We're currently in the age of where AI is performing at an all-time high right now, right? AI doesn't replace us, but if we learn how to utilize it to improve the performance of our business, we'll be in a good place, right? So what systems do you have in place? Are your clients satisfied? Are they getting a great experience from your business? See, us as individuals, we have limitations. The business doesn't. The business is limited by what we have in place to allow it to grow. So what do we have in place to allow the business to grow, where we move ourselves out of the way? And I'm going to put a pin in this, because we're going to come back to this. All of this relates around, obviously, finances, right? And as it relates to finances and funding, right? What are those things that impede or improve our ability to collect the finances or generate the finances needed to help us continuously grow our business and scale the business? Making money is never the problem for folks. It's having a good plan, or having a plan that can be tweaked along the way, but also having a team of people and systems that will allow you to scale the business, right? And there's a lot that comes with that. So let me give you a couple other questions. So what are your realistic goals for the end of the year? Do you have realistic goals? Do you have any? Is your business plan being worked on? We like to call it a live plan. Are you currently working on your live plan now? Who are your advisors? Who are your coaches? What conversations are you having? What reports are you looking at? What system improvements are you making and or need to actually make? There's a most important question. Are you in the way? Because as business owners, we take everything very personal, right? Are we moving ourselves out of the way to allow for growth? Are we allowing others that are, whether they're staff, contractors, strategic partners, are we seeking counsel together to grow our commitment, to grow our resources, to grow our let's say even branding of the business, right? That's important. So these are some of the questions that should be asked and come up with an answer and or a solution, at least to move you to the next step. It's not about impacting everything. James and I have this saying: if we can improve 1% every single day in any area personally, that will influence, because anything you do personally will influence everything around you, right? So if we can improve 1% every single day, that's 365% improvement over the year, right? 0.5%. It's still something is better than nothing. Okay. Budgeting and financial planning. Whoa, heavy. That is heavy. And we're going to come back to why that's important. Is we keep having these conversations only to create some momentum and belief behind budgeting and financial planning as being an important factor. We work with a lot of clients. We engage prospective clients as well. Um, we get a lot of tax questions, tax scenarios, things that people would like to see immediately, or something that someone told them to do, or they may have read it or Googled it, went to the Google account and gotten some information, and they feel that information is representative of where they want to be or who they are. Budgeting, financial planning, accounting, bookkeeping system, financial statement. Do you have a financial statement? Right? How are you managing cash in, cash out, expenses in, expenses out? Right? So these are important questions that you can ask, right? So how should your business adjust to your budgets? So it's okay to set a budget, but how do you adjust it? When do you adjust it? Why do you adjust it? Now, the adjustments, well, obviously we can't look in the crystal ball and see the future. We obviously cannot, right? And that's a hard thing to do. However, if you go from perception to perspective, and the perspective aspect is the plan and the what if scenarios, right? Which what if scenarios are financial forecasts and projections. So what if this happened? This will happen. What if this happened? This could possibly happen. So it moves from a one-sided to a perspective, a complete walk around of what opportunities or challenges that may come over the horizon. You may have a cyclical business, meaning you have seasons of highs and lows, right? But does the mean, when I say mean, meaning an average of a period of time that can balance each other out during your highs and lows,